Today, I want to talk about the album from the band Turnstile. It is Never Enough. And I have completely fallen in love with this record over the last few days and weeks because it's the best of new music and it brings me back to the old days. I feel like it's the late 90s again, into the 2000s. This music is dreamy and makes you just feel like you're floating, and it feels hard, and it feels like rock and roll, and it feels hard-edged, and it feels, there's so many emotions that come through on this record and with this band. It's hopeful and sorrowful and angry and confused and beautiful and hard-edged and makes you want to stand up and have emotion. This is the first record that has made me feel like this in a long time, maybe since the 90s. And it makes me think of my days in the music industry in the 90s when I used to travel around and talk about music at radio stations and record stores and tell people why they should pick up music and how good it was. When I worked in the marketing department at certain independent record labels. And then also at the turn of the new millennium, I made an effort to start my own record label. And I wanted to highlight bands that were actually playing real music with real instruments and, you know, basically musicians that didn't have an opportunity to be in the mainstream. And back in those days, I was running things out of Western Massachusetts, and I was traveling to New York a lot. And I was trying to run the record label out of Massachusetts, and the name of the record label was Rotten to the Core Records, because I wanted to give opportunities to musicians that weren't mainstream, again, like as I was not mainstream. And I was running it out of my house, and my house became sort of a safe place for people who were labeled as weirdos and didn't fit in. And everybody would come to Michael's house, into my house, and Orbit Deen's house, once I was Orbit Deen, because that was a safe place. And in my house was constant music playing, and we would, you know, be blasting music like Turnstiles. That brings me back to the Turnstiles record because it made me think of those days when you used to put an album on and just fall in love with it, because you should fall in love with music. Music should be visceral, and it should make you feel something immediately in the first 2 seconds of hearing a piece of music. You should have an emotional response, and we've lost that nowadays because everything is so carefully put together musically now, and it's so bland and mediocre. And this record and this band have made me feel like I love music again. So thank you to that. Thank you for that, for this record. It's beautiful and it makes me feel tremendous emotion. And it makes me cry because I remembered why I love music for this record right here. It's Turnstiles. It's Never Enough. They are a great band. Thank you.